Welcome to Bruin Gymnasium and Terry Buckles Court on the campus of Central Hardin High School, where a new year brings high school basketball action back to center stage as the homestanding Bruins prepare to host the North Hardin High School Trojans. As we have the pregame ceremonies wrapping up here, just a couple of minutes from the start of this season. Hugh O'Brien, two teams right now really looking, I guess for lack of a better term, consistency. Both have been up and down in terms of records. The North Hardin Trojans, coming onto your screen here in just a moment, come in with a record of 10-5 overall. They're 1-1 in district play. They opened up with that strong start, won their first 5 games, then hit a bit of a stretch, lost their first game to John Hardin, then really went on a stretch of that part of losing 4 out of 5, but then got their form back, winning 3 of their last 4 in a tournament down in Somerset.
Yeah, turn of the year, Lee, is always time to try to get your feet under you. You want some consistency to start showing up in your team. Both of these teams here tonight are looking to start establishing some type of consistency in their performance on a night-in, night-out basis.
You see North Hardin there on your screen. As we mentioned, they're 10-5 overall, 1-1 in district play. The Bruins of Central Hardin, the host team, come in with a record of 6-4 overall. They too are 1-1 in district play, but again, it's been inconsistent stretch. We saw them earlier in the year, actually really part of the high point of their season. Had the big win at Grayson County, then won that win at Charlie Rawlings, but since then 3-2 in games they played, taking on a game down at Adair County where they defeated Cumberland County, then came back here, lost to Perry County Central, then went down to Campbellsville where they beat Campbellsville, lost to Bethlehem, then wrapped up that tournament by defeating Marion County.
And Central's had a tough time there, Lee, getting some momentum. You win a couple games and then you lose a game. Win a couple games and you lose a game. They'd like to see a winning streak longer than 2 games to kind of get some momentum built up as you head into January and you move toward February and you start sniffing those tournaments coming up.
And starting really a stretch of a number of district games, really getting into the heart of the district schedule. Right now, a quick look at the standings. John Hardin leading the way in the district chase. They're 3-0 at the moment. North and Central tied at 1-1 in district play. E-Town 0-1. Fort Knox 0-2. Thanks to the sponsors making possible coverage of this ball game. Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, E-Town Exterminating, Bluegrass Cellular, eTownApartments.com, by Mark Harris Construction, and by West Point Bank. About a minute before the introductions of the starting lineups, keys for tonight's game. First on the North Hardin side, they've got a solid inside presence. We've seen that with Rashid, we've seen that with Landry. Gosa, the outside game is going to have to step up to try and match the inside efforts.
Well, you need to knock down a couple mid-range and a couple long-distance shots for North Hardin. You really want to establish that inside game early here tonight because you got a size advantage, you got a little bit of an experience advantage inside. Landry's doing a good job here early in the season. I think he's got a size and able to get to the backboard if they can get the ball inside to him. You work off of that to create some good open looks outside, and hopefully if you're North Hardin, you can knock down some of those open shots.
On the Central Hardin side, players again have to step up there, especially the post game. Tyler McCullough got in some early foul trouble when we saw them in that E-Town game, but got some solid performances off the bench. Matt Whitehouse, also Dylan Glenn stepping up as well. They're going to have to find players to step up against this North team.
Yeah, they get really foul trouble, gives Central a lot of trouble. Not quite that deep, had a couple guys play well off the bench at E-Town, but you really got to have, especially the big guy inside, they need to limit the foul trouble.
Let's turn it over to the Reverend Mike Bell for the introduction of the starting lineups.
Assistant Coach Daryl Murray, Assistant Coach Mike Colford, and the Trojan Head Coach Ron Bellers. Starting at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 2, Nick Lewis. At guard, a 6'1" sophomore, number 5, Tyron King. At guard, a 6' senior, number 12, Ruben Goza. At guard, a 6'1" senior, number 30, Scotty Staruski. 6'6" senior, 42, Tyler Landry. And now, introducing your Central Hardin Bruins, honorary coach, Justin assistant coach, Chan Walsh. Assistant coach, Matt Nickel. And the Bruin head coach, J.C. Wright. Starting at guard, 6' senior, number 14, Troy Squires. At guard, 5'8" senior, number 12, Andy Kerr. At center, 6'3" senior, birthday boy, number 40, Tyler McCullough. At forward, 6'1", senior, 21, Cody Elmore. And at forward, 6'1", senior, 35, Alex Crowder.
Introduction of the starting lineups out of the way, and we're just about set to kick off our first game of the 2013 calendar year, as district action taking front and center as we will head all the way into late February and the boys and girls 17th District High School basketball tournaments. Again, these games determining the seeding for that tournament. Right now, John Hardin in control of the standings at the moment with wins already over North and Central.
Now, John Hardin established themselves early as the lead runner out in front, looking for that number 1 seed. I think if you're everybody else, you definitely want to stay away from the 4 or 5 game because you hate that semifinal matchup with John Hardin.
But John still with 2 to go against Elizabethtown, and of course the return date against North later on in the season. North with the basketball, and we are underway here. Lewis Degosa down low. Landry works against McCullough. Spins, goes up. Short bank shot, count.
Yeah, you got to keep him off that left-hand block. You let him get it on that left-hand block, and he's taller than the Central Hardin player. He can turn, and he does such a great job of using the backboard.
North draws first blood of this ball game as we're 30 seconds in. Kerr getting some pressure. Crowder comes out to take it. Now back to Kerr as North opens man-to-man.
Kerr in the starting lineup here tonight. We saw him come off the bench at Elizabethtown. Had the great fourth quarter to spur him to the win.
Kerr being guarded by Ruben Goza. Tries, little runner off balance, too strong. Tyler Landry at 6'6" goes and gets the rebound.
You're right, Lee, off balance. He got to a good spot, but he needs to jump stop right there. Shooting the runner keeps him moving away from the basket.
Goza drives, kicks it out front. Here's Starewski in the paint, gets around his defender, up and in.
Good dribble drive right there. Got through the defense. Somebody's got to step over and help out for Central Hardin.
North out to the early advantage here as we're a minute plus into the ball game.
Run and jump from North Hardin defensively.
Kerr dishes off. Now Elmore with it, kicks it out front. Squires squares a three-pointer. Count it.
Corey knocking down a 3 early, get him back within 1.
North led by as many as 4. The margin now down to 1. A minute and a half into the ball game. As Gosa will direct traffic to bring it across the time stripe. Gosa back out front to Lewis.
Central showing a 3-2 zone right here.
Gosa, three-pointer doesn't go, and the rebound comes down to Kerr. Central with the basketball, chance to take their first lead of the night. Squires kicks it over Elmore. Elmore works off King, bounce past McCullough, tries the hook shot, blocked by Landry. And North will bring it back to their side of the floor, 2 minutes into the game.
Advantage of the left-hander right there. The right-hander shoots it right into you. North with a nice cut and a feed for a layup.
Lewis with a little scoop shot. Makes it a 6-3 game. 5:45 to go first quarter.
A lot of big lefties are good shot blockers, Lee, because they're block hands right on the ball for the right-handed shooters inside.
Elmore with the basketball, gets it to McCullough, pulls up short jumpers and air ball, and Lewis will run it up the floor. Lewis to King, cut off by McCullough. Now back out front, Gosa will take it. Central showing zone. Now Squires comes out to challenge King. Lewis with it to Landry. In the paint, Starewski runs and draws the foul.
North's done that 2 trips in a row. Throw the ball from the wing to the baseline and when they throw it to the baseline, a guy from up in the post comes straight down the lane. They got layup last time, they get fouled this time.
Kerr picks up the foul. His first, team first, so Staruski will head to the line. Has 2 points in the ball game.
And Coach Wright, they'll have to consider making an adjustment somewhere in their defense. They've got to take away that little cutting lane because North's been able to exploit that 2 trips in a row.
North matches their biggest lead after the made free throw. Staruski with 3 points. Another attempt is on the way. This one no good as Squires pulls down the rebound. Headed down to the 5-minute mark to go here in the first quarter of play. North up 4. Elmore with the basketball for Central Hardin. Squires will take it out front. McCullough squares up. A 3-pointer off the top of the key doesn't go. Landry with a rebound. Lewis in the front court for North Hardin. On the drive, intended for Landry, gets knocked away and picked up by Central. Crowder with the basketball, driving to the paint. He goes to the basket, can't get the shot to go. Tries to rescue it. It'll stay with Central Hardin.
Substitution in the lineup.
North Hardin brings Khalil Rashid, number 33, a 6'3 junior, off the bench to replace Scotty Staruski.
Gosa's doing a good job, Lee. They're trying to keep the ball out of the hands of the point guard for Central Hardin. Andy Kerr trying to deny him. When they came up the floor the last couple times, they made Squires and somebody else handle the ball, take the ball out of the primary ball handler's hands, make it harder for Central to get into their offense.
Crowder squares up for the 3-pointer, doesn't go. Landry with a rebound.
Nice team block out right there. There are 3 blue jerseys inside around the rim.
Here's King, down low, intended for Landry, batted around, picked up by McCullough.
Landry gets some baskets down there if they throw better passes. There's a couple turnovers trying to feed him the ball.
Crowder drives around Rashid and draws the foul. I believe that will be Khalil Rashid picking up the foul, which would be his first.
Personal foul. Rashid is first.
Team first. Common foul. Means Central inbounds underneath their own basket at 4:09 remaining here in the first.
They played about half of the first quarter, only 1 team foul apiece. So pretty clean so far.
Just off screen, the officials talking to the players. Inbounds, Elmore finally brings it in. Squires pulls up, short jumper. He is short. Rebound. Batted around. Finally, Lewis comes up with it. Send North 3-on-3. Here's Gosa, goes to the basket and draws the foul. I believe that'll be on Cody Elmore. Will pick up his first.
Elmore trying to get there. Can't quite get those feet set.
Cody Elmore is first, team second.
Central will head to the bench on the next dead ball. As Gosa will head to the line, the 6-foot senior. Looking to give the Trojans their biggest lead of the night and does not.
Central bringing in Dylan Glenn and Jacob Barnes. Elmore and Kerr will take a seat.
A couple of those players, again, we saw in that Elizabethtown game when J.C. Wright had to go to his bench due to the early foul trouble. Glenn had 7 points.
They took a couple charges, played some good defense, took a couple charges that were key in swinging the momentum Central's way that night.
Gosa misses the second free throw. Still the margin stays at 4. Central almost lost the possession. Barnes turnaround jumper baseline doesn't go. Rashid collects the rebound and North bringing the ball into the front court. He'll square up with a 3-pointer and knocks it down.
Dribbled himself right into that. Defense doesn't pick him up at all. He dribbles right in, steps right into that 3-pointer. Looks good all the way.
And a timeout going to be taken by Central Hardin. A 30-second timeout at 3:35 remaining here in the first quarter of play. Central Hardin quickly finds themselves down 10-3 after the basket by Rashid. A 6-0 run now by North after Central had cut it down to a 1-point ball game at 4-3.
Yeah. Had a chance to be up a little more. North missed the free throw there and still on a nice little run to extend their lead out.
3:35 remaining in the first quarter of play. North Hardin winning 3 of their last 4 games to compile a 10-5 record. In the front court, Glenn with it, being chased by Nick Lewis. North with the man-to-man pressure. Squires out front. Staruski knocks it away. Tries to rescue it, unable to do so.
Good hands right there. Struski in there giving Squires a little trouble.
Central inbounds. Side front court. 3:26 to go in the first. Crowder will bring it into Squires, who has to race into the backcourt. Barnes with it. Now Crowder as North in that man-to-man pressure. Crowder gets a nice step and goes to the basket.
And blows by his initial defender, and no help side at all from North Hardin that trip.
Breaks the 6-0 run. Central to within 5 as we head down to 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Gosa directing traffic against the zone. Starewski out front to Lewis. Back to Starewski on the wing in the paint. Here's pull-up jumper good by Rashid.
Got that shooting stroke going, makes a three, and then a little short jumper in the lane.
5 for the 6'3 junior coming off the bench. Back out to a 7-point lead for North. Squires gets the ball to Glenn. Back out front to Squires. Bluffs the three, steps inside. Is going to be fouled on a reach-in.
Gosa or Starewski, you got choice.
I think they're going to get Gosa with a foul. That'll be his first, team second. Elmore and Kerr back in the lineup for Central Hardin, replacing McCullough and Squires at the 2:31 mark. Elmore to inbounds for the Bruins. Lobs it in. Kerr takes it at long range. Ball gets knocked away. They'll get a reach in on Gosa, and that'll be 2 fouls on Ruben Gosa.
Two quick fouls, about 10 seconds apart.
Remember, it was foul trouble that hit North Hardin in the game against John Hardin. They were able to hold their own really for about 8 to 10 minutes in that ball game. And then in the second quarter, John Hardin pulled away.
That's 2 reach-in fouls right there real quick on Gosa. The second one's pretty cheap out there, 30 feet on the floor. Got no business reaching out there. All you're doing is asking the referee to blow the whistle.
Kerr with a basketball being chased by King. Out front, Crowder down low. Glenn inside, gets around his man, forces up the shot too strong.
Nice step-through move, but didn't do a whole lot with the shot.
Lewis lobs it off to Landry, who puts it up and in. Tyler Landry with his 4th point.
Landry's grown a lot. Not necessarily just physically. He's been tall for a while, but he does a good job of keeping the ball shoulder level and up when he gets it on the interior.
At one point, he was going double-double, I think, in the first 4 or 5 games. Landry gets another rebound there.
Now, he's developed that game, though. You got to learn when you're that big, you don't want to bring that ball down, let those guards come into play. He does a great job of keeping it up high.
Starewski misses on the first, but then gets the follow-up.
It was Rashid right there, I think.
Or make that Khalil Rashid for his 7th point.
He knew he missed that right off the bat and was the first one to go after it, chased it harder than anybody else, gets it back, puts it back in. Then he slaps the ball over out of bounds. They're going to give him a delay of game warning. Leave the ball alone when it comes through the basket right there. Official comes over and makes that warning.
So another 6-0 run by North, and they now have the margin out to 11 at 16-5.
Central got to find a way to get some baskets here.
Here's Kerr driving against Landry, has that one knocked away, and Central retains the possession. Since it was 4-3, North now on a 12-2 run. Squires will square up for a 3 from the corner, knocks it down.
Well, that's needed. Troy's got 2 threes here. Got 6 of the 8 points.
Cuts it down to an 8-point deficit, 16-8. A minute 14 left to go here in the quarter. King with the basketball to Starewski. Starewski out front to Rashid, and he traveled.
A little hop before the dribble.
Turnover will give it back to Central Hardin.
He's looking for that offense, though. He's got 7 points here early.
In fact, he leads all scoring in the ball game as he came off the bench here tonight. Kerr across the time stripe being chased by Nick Lewis. Kerr down on one knee, and finally a timeout's going to be taken by Central to save the possession.
Lost his balance over there right on the sideline. I think he just kind of got off kilter or hit or slipped on the floor or something. Once he gets on one knee, North really covers up, makes him call a timeout.
They'll take a 30-second timeout. Will Central, that leaves them 3 timeouts for the game. At 58.4 remaining here in this first quarter of play.
Central's got to do a couple of things here, Lee, and they got to do them quick. They got to find a way to slow down Landry and Rashid. Landry getting it done down the block, a couple bank shots. Rashid been real aggressive offensively since he came off the bench. So defensively, you got to look to stop those 2 guys. Hadn't seen anything outside other than Rashid's pull-up 3. If you're Central, you also got to find a way to get some baskets. Troy Squires has got a couple of 3-pointers.
And the hill just got a little taller as the pass way over Kerr.
Yeah, and that hurts so much because you took a timeout to keep that possession and you throw it away without them deflecting it or putting a whole lot of pressure on you.
So
it's a wasted timeout. That's really what happens there.
And the frustration evident on Coach J.C. Wright. Down to our right here.
He wanted to pass that ball back to his guy and show him how it was done right there. J.C. caught the errant pass.
Lob into Landry, goes up over 2 defenders.
They haven't had an answer for that. If North throws a good pass, they've scored down there. They had a couple turnovers, but it wasn't Landry's fault, it was the pass.
6 for Landry, takes it to an 18-8 ball game. McCullough thought about the 3, steps inside, and banks it in for 2.
Nice use of the window right there.
McCullough's first points brings Central to within 8.
Walks. Yep, good call.
And a turnover will give it back to Central with 26.7 seconds remaining.
You got to get that dribble down before you get those feet moving. That's a couple times North Hardin's done that here.
Kerr will bring the ball up the floor. King waiting for him right about the time stripe. Out front, Crowder took a...
Yeah. Struski went for the steal and poked him.
And the official stops play with 14.9 seconds remaining. So Elmore will inbound at side front court with 14.9 left.
Crowder's trying to figure out how I can get poked in the eye, and the whistle's for a dead ball. Let us have it back.
Inbounds, Kerr with it. Kerr guarded by King. Down to 7 seconds. Ball gets knocked away. Crowder tries to rescue it hard into the scorer's table.
I got a little bit of frustration. I think he could have pulled up a little more than that and aggravated the pass being so wide.
Ruben Goza will check back in with 6.2 seconds left for presumably the last shot of the quarter here. Rashid inbounds to Lewis. Across the stripe. 2 seconds. 1. Staruski will pull up at the buzzer, and it's going to be an air ball. But North in control of this one, using a 12-2 run midway through the quarter. And they have an 8-point edge heading into the second, leading 18-10. Thanks to the sponsors making possible coverage of this ball game. Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, E-Town Exterminating, Bluegrass Cellular, RetailApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction, and West Point Bank. Khalil Rashid leading all scorers in the ball game. He has 7 points for North Hardin. Across the way, it is Troy Squires on 2 3-point baskets with 6 to lead the way for Central Hardin.
Other than the turnovers, Lee, North's been pretty efficient on the offensive end. Had a couple bad passes that led to turnovers early. Have had a couple of walks where they shuffle their feet before they get the dribble down. Without those turnovers, they had a nice first quarter. 18 points is a solid quarter, and they were efficient with the ball. I think they probably shot a pretty good percentage. Didn't get shots on those turnover possessions, but I think they probably shot better than 50% right there. They're very successful from the field.
Second quarter about to get underway here at Central Hardin High School. As we're into the new calendar year, quick update on a couple of college games here. Late in the second half, Louisville in firm control in their game against Providence, 78-62. Elsewhere, they're midway through the second half up in Lexington. And Kentucky actually just about that game about ready to end. Kentucky leading Eastern Michigan 90-38. Here it is 18-10, score at the bottom of your screen. Landry with the basketball for North Hardin. King pulls up, 3 on the way, front of the rim. Ball bounces out of bounds, and it'll go to Central Hardin.
North and they're fighting for a second opportunity on the rebound. They've done a good job defensively. Central hadn't got a lot of second shot attempts.
North feigned full court pressure, backs away. Elmore with the basketball, now met by Rashid. Squires at the top of the key, now McCullough with it. McCullough trying to draw Landry out. Here's Squires going to square up with a 3-pointer. Top of the key doesn't go, and Rashid collects the rebound.
The North has controlled this ball game, pretty much every facet of it thus far, Lee. Central's got to get something going their way. They need some kind of run.
Lewis could not convert, and Central gets the rebound.
You like defensively, you hold the team to 10 points in the first quarter, and that's with a guy making a couple of 3-pointers.
And another turnover by Central Hardin. Noza will come back in the ball game for the Trojans.
When you're down 8, those turnovers with no shot attempt, really, those are twice as hurtful as a regular turnover. You down 8 and you don't even get a shot off. You want possessions where you at least get an attempt at the basket, and you'd love to get a couple of attempts.
North with the basketball, and King turns it over.
Stepped on the sideline catching the pass.
So we played a minute 13, no scoring here in this second frame.
North does token pressure. Rashid over there just guarded the guy out of bounds.
Across the time stripe, Kerr with it for Central. Squires, who has 6 of the 10 points. Now Kerr takes it. They go down low to McCullough.
I think Squires missed him earlier when he had better position.
Elmore back to Crowder. North in the man-to-man defense. Here's McCullough, pulls up 10-footer. Right idea. That one just rattled through.
Nothing wrong with that shot. Just got to knock it in.
Got about 3 opportunities, really good, either short or intermediate shots. Just didn't knock them down.
He made the one nice bank shot, but other than that, just not knocking it home from the mid-range.
Out of bounds. Ball's going to stay with North Hardin.
Substitution.
As Barnes will come back in for Central Hardin. Rashid and Landry have combined for 13 of the 18 points of North Hardin. Here's Staruski with it. Now Goza on the dribble. Squires comes out to challenge him. Out front, King. Bounce pass, Goza. Around Elmore, baseline jumper on the way, no good. Staruski on the putback, can't get it to go, and Rashid goes over the back.
Staruski would have been better off if Landry had pulled that ball away from him on that left-hand block. Landry backed off because Staruski had control of the rebound.
And Khalil Rashid has just picked up his second personal.
Gosa and Rashid both with 2 fouls there in the first half.
Nick Lewis back into the ball game as Rashid has to sit down. 5:54 remaining here in the first half. 8-point lead for North Hardin. A 1-3-1 now looks like by North. Now the corner, Crowder to McCullough. Back out front, Squires with it. Gets into the paint, runner up. The iron kind on this one. And Squires with his 8th point.
Central may like them playing a 1-3-1. It's one of the better shots they've got, and they made it. They hadn't had a whole lot of success against the man-to-man.
Down to a 6-point deficit for Central. King with it, lobs it to Landry. Goes up, shot too strong. Tries to get his own miss. Crowder tries to throw it back in. Right into Gosa, off to King. Little runner goes.
Good job over there to dodge that attempted throw it off your body by Central Hardin. Nice job on the far side to get out of the way.
King gets into the scoring column and takes it out to an 8-point margin as we head to 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Elmore with the basketball. Squires. Barnes back to Crowder, partially deflected. Barnes gets it back. Now Squire, a long 3-point attempt on the way as an air ball. May have grazed the rim, but instead, North Hardin will get the ball back.
Troy knocked down his first 2 attempts, has missed his last 2.
Number 41, J.D. Draper, a 6'2 sophomore, into the lineup for the first time for North Hardin. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in the first half. North has led it from the start.
Slow quarter going, Lee. 3.5 minutes in, only 1 basket.
Lewis will hold it out. Now gets the ball to King. Steps inside in the paint. The runner will not count. They'll get a foul back up the floor. It's going to be on Barnes. Picks up his first. That'll be the team 3rd.
Still common fouls. Ball out of bounds under the basket here for North Hardin.
King will inbounds at 4:27 to go in the half. Goes up. Out front. Now Lewis takes it. Here's King. Little runner from the baseline is an air ball. Draper had it. Couldn't pull it in. And Central gets it back.
Had his mitts on that offensive rebound. Just squeeze it a little tighter.
Substitutions. Dylan Glenn will check into the ball game. We'll also get number 23, TJ Gordon, into the lineup. The 6'3 senior makes his first appearance. Squires over to Barnes. Glenn dishes off to Gordon, tries to get around Lewis. Now kicks it back out front. Squires back to Gordon in the paint. Runner off the glass doesn't go. And the rebound comes down to King. Out front, here's Lewis going to try a 3-pointer in front of the rim. Glenn collects the rebound for Central Hardin.
Awkward looking shot right there, Nick Lewis. Kind of shot it and fell back, and really nobody in his face to make him fall back on that three-pointer. It was well short.
Glenn pulls up with a 17-footer that's no good. Crowder gets the rebound on the run, banks it in.
Nice job following that rebound up strong. Went hard after the basketball, ran all the way across the baseline to pick it up, able to stick it back in.
4 points for Crowder. Back to a 6-point deficit for Central. Under 3.5 remaining here in the first half. Lewis with the basketball, looking down low to Staruski, off the glass and in.
Nice entry pass. They've thrown 3 or 4 nice passes. The guys coming down the side of the lane.
5 for Staruski, the lead ping-ponging between 6 and 8 here in the second quarter. Squires gets the ball to Barnes.
North's gone back to the man.
Glenn to Squires, under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Barnes pulls up with a 12-footer, banks it in.
Not sure he called that, but he's going to take the basket.
Barnes gets into the scoring column. Again, back to a 6-point margin, 22-16. Staruski in the paint, can't get the shot to go. Gordon gets the rebound.
Central doing a good job maintaining contact right here. Not playing that great, but within 6 and they have the basketball.
Squires dishes down low, gets it to Gordon. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Central Hardin. McCullough will check back in for the Bruins. Tyler Landry will come back in for the North Hardin Trojans. Basket here would bring Central as close as they have been since 7-3 in the first quarter. Glenn to McCullough, goes back in, lost the handle, but right into the hands of Gordon. He pushes it up and draws the foul.
And they call walk. Called a walk before the contact.
So wipe out the foul. Turnover will give it back to North.
And that pump fake, got to keep those feet planted. And referee on the far side said he didn't do a good job of that.
Crowder checks back in for Central Hardin. Khalil Rashid back into the ball game. Will inbounds the basketball at 2:22 to go here in the first half of play. North Hardin has never trailed in this game. They've led by as many as 11 at 16-5. Lewis down low gets it to Rashid, who puts it up and in.
I think Lewis is beating it to death out front, just pounding that dribble. But he's just waiting, and all of a sudden they make a quick move inside, and the guy's wide open right over the basket.
9 for Rashid in the ball game. Takes it back to an 8-point ball game.
That dribble must have lulled Central to sleep.
Under 2 minutes remaining, as here's Crowder, has his shot blocked by Landry.
Pass the ball, son.
North on the run. King goes coast to coast up and in.
Missed a guy 6 feet out in front of him right off the bat. Like to see him give that up early, be an easier basket.
King with 4 points in the ball game. Takes North back out to the 10-point edge. A minute and a half remaining here in the second. Barnes' shot too strong, and now North on the run. King dishes off. Gosa to the inside. Leans in. Little scoop shot. Got it to go.
We got a little nice spin there. Used the glass well with the English.
Biggest lead of the night now for the Trojans at 12. 28-16, coming down to 1 minute remaining here in the first half. Squires to McCullough, left side, inside, dishes down low to Squires, deflected. Crowder comes away with it, drives the baseline, shot blocked by Landry. Landry gets another one, trying to rebound it, went off his own leg.
Not enough shot fake in there. They just challenged the big guy, no move. Got to make a move, get him off his feet, and then go into him.
Staruski and number 10, Malik Thomas, back into the game for North Hardin.
Landry doing a great job down in there, keeping his feet and then timing the shot.
Central Hardin brings Kerr back into the lineup as we're in the final minute of this first half. North with their biggest lead of the night at 12. Here's 17-footer on the way by McCullough, too strong. Rebound, McCullough gets his own miss, can't get the shot to go. Out of bounds, North will get it.
I think Tyler McCullough knew he missed that first. We had that earlier. Rashid did that for North Hardin. Knew he missed it and followed it up. McCullough follows it up there, but misses the layup.
30 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Lewis across the time stripe. North may be content to go for one here. Lewis with the basketball. Now hands it back to Thomas. And we'll get a reach in on Squires.
Still a common foul. I'm not sure why Troy's fouling him out there. 35 feet from the basket. But be ball on the side with 13.8 left.
Ruben Goza will check back into the ball game for North Hardin. Goza came to the scorer's table when it looked like they were going to go for one. He came back to the bench. Now Goza in the ball game with 10 seconds remaining. Lewis comes across the time stripe, drives down the lane past McCullen. Will get a foul on Central Hardin.
It might be a better foul there. The foul a second ago way out on the floor is no good. But that one right there probably prevents a layup. You foul that guy, it's still a common foul because they're not in the bonus. He passed. He got to get that ball out of bounds. He passed that ball. Yeah. Yeah, on the pass. That ball's out of bounds. There you go. No free throws.
King will check into the ball game as Goza sits down. 4.5 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Yeah, that foul right there prevented a layup.
Here's Landry. Turnaround jumper is going to be short. Starewski with it. Turnaround. Lewis tries to get one off. Won't count. And so 16 minutes in the books. And North Hardin will take a 12-point lead into the locker room over Central Hardin, 28-16. Thanks to the sponsors making possible coverage of this ball game: Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, E-Town Exterminating, Bluegrass Cellular, eTownApartments.com, by Mark Harris Construction, and by West Point Bank. Hardin County Educational and Community Television is a division of Hardin County Schools, also seen on Comcast Cable Channel 2 in Elizabethtown, Vine Grove, and Hardin County, and Insight Cable Channel 25 in Radcliffe. Our coverage of this boys district high school basketball game continues in just a couple of minutes.
Is a Hardin County educational and community television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs.
There are certain things that we are glad are only found halfway across the world, like lions, sandstorms, and volcanoes. Customer service, though, it's nice to have that close to home. Brandenburg Telephone Company and Brandenburg Telecom. We connect you to the world, all at the speed of local. You're local. We figure we should be local, too.
At Physical Therapy Associates, we treat a wide variety of injuries and disorders. Our specialties include orthopedics, back and neck pain, pre- and post-operative rehabilitation, sports medicine, work-related injuries, motor vehicle injuries, and diabetic neuropathy treatment. We also use kinesiotaping techniques and are a certified A-STEM provider. PTA is locally owned and operated by Guy Wallace with offices in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Hodgenville, Bardstown, and South Louisville. You can also visit our website at physicaltherapyky.com. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results.
At West Point Bank, we're proud to serve the community that you call home because we call it home too. We strive to provide excellent customer service, competitive products, and contribute to our community.
We are honored to contribute to Hardin County Schools and support its students because they are the future of our community. To our high school sports teams, good luck and best wishes for a successful season.
Hardin County, join us in supporting our students. We wish them the greatest success.
Imagine luxury living, great prices, and a convenient location. Are you thinking that no rental property can meet all those needs? I'm Karen Harris, and you can find all those qualities and more at eTownApartments.com. We are family owned and operated with over 30 years combined experience. We offer luxury townhomes, apartments, duplexes, and single-family homes that are just minutes away from your workplace, school, shopping, and Fort Knox. You'll save gas, time, and money by taking a virtual tour at eTownApartments.com. Or you can call me today to schedule your tour at 270-268-RENT.
There's a place that feels more connected, where life is more agreeable, more reliable, and more delightful every day. Where there's a blissful feeling of satisfaction with your wireless phone, your plan, and most of all, your service. It's the state of Bluephoria, and you can only get there by way of Bluegrass Cellular. Welcome to Bluephoria.
E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900. Also online at mugabug.com. On behalf of HCEC-TV, we would like to thank all of our sponsors.
campus of Central Hardin High School, where it's halftime of this boys 17th District High School basketball matchup. The score has the North Hardin Trojans leading the Central Hardin Bruins by the score of 28-16. North Hardin has led from wire to wire. They opened with the game's first 4 points. Central cut it down to 4-3, but then North using a 12-2 run to take the lead out to double digits for the first time at 16-5. Central cut it back down to an 8-point deficit at the end of the quarter, 18-10. The teams went back and forth between 6 and 8 points for much of the quarter before North used a 6-0 run to end the first half and push the margin out to a 28-16 lead. Quick look at the first half scoring. First for North Hardin, being led by Khalil Rashid, who came off the bench tonight and leads the way of all scoring with 9 points in the ball game. You get 6 of the ball game to Tyler Landry, 5 points in the ball game to Scotty Starewski. It's 2 points to Nick Lewis, 2 points to Ruben Gosa, and at 2 points or 4 points in the ball game to Tyran King. Across the way for Central Hardin, being led by Troy Squires. He has 8 points in the first half on 2 3-point baskets and a 2-pointer. It's 4 points in the ball game to Alex Crowder, 2 points each to Tyler McCullough and 2 points to Jacob Barnes. 28-16, the halftime score. Hugh O'Brien, really a game, as we said. North jumped out in front, got the big, actually 2 6-0 runs, sandwiched in between a basket by Central to take the game out to double digits, and really have never been pushed. Central did have a chance, I think, down 6 to cut it down to 4, couldn't convert, and then North goes on another run.
Yeah, they go 6-0 to finish the half lead, to push a 6-point lead back out to 12. Maybe Coach Bevers, and you go in the locker room, there's some things that you can nitpick at, but you got to pat your guys on the back for the defense. When you give up 10 the first quarter and only 6 in the second quarter, that's a supreme defensive effort right there. You got to be really, really happy with that. If you're Central Hardin, you're not playing terrible defense, but you got to find a way to put some points on the board. Only 16 points in the first half. If they can't get a little bit of offense going, they're going to get run out of their own gym.
And I count at least 3, maybe 4 chances where they've had it. I'd say probably 8 feet close, just could not convert. Maybe a runner here, a shot close range. Of course, also Tyler Landry, I count at least 3 blocks in this game.
Yeah, 3's probably low on that. He's got his hand, got a couple in that one possession down there. And he discourages you from coming inside. But Central stopped at the mid-range, and like you say, Lee, they haven't knocked any of those down. You got to get a little bit of consistency in that mid-range, especially when you're open.
The only concern right now for North would have to be in the foul situation. Gosa and Rashid both picking up 2 fouls in the first half. Across the way for Central Hardin, they only had 5 team fouls spread across 5 players. For the foul situation there, Squires, Kerr, Elmore, McCullough, and Barnes each with 1 foul. As the second half about to get underway here, district action starting to get underway. Both North and Central coming to this ball game 1-1 in district play. Both with district contests upcoming in their next game about 48 hours from now. Central Hardin gets a rematch here on this floor with Elizabethtown. North will take on Fort Knox in another rematch game.
Now Central in a hole right here at the half, and you got E-Town coming up, and E-Town's going to be looking for a little revenge after Central came up to Charlie Rollins and got that win back in December.
And after that, that has sort of been the impetus for the Panthers as they have reeled off, I believe, 5 in a row.
Yeah, they're one team that's carrying a little bit of momentum with a significant winning streak right there.
And it'll be E-Town coming in here next, but right now Central Hardin still has 16 minutes worth of North Hardin to worry about and try and get back into this ball game. North with the basketball, up 12 to start the second half.
If the Bruins, you need something to go good the first 3 or 4 minutes right here in the third quarter. First half of the third quarter critical for them.
Gosa with the basketball, back to King. They lob it down low to Landry. Landry backs it against McCullough. Now dishes out front. King pulls up with a 12-footer that's no good. Kerr gets the rebound.
Yeah, I think if you're playing North Hardin, you definitely want to try to keep the ball out of the inside, make those guys shoot outside.
And Crowder goes to the basket, puts it up and in for his 6th point.
Aggressive early. I think that had to be one of the themes of halftime is we got to get some offense going.
Starewski misses his own shot and will get a foul on Central Hardin as he goes back to the boards.
Coach Wright wanted his guys to grab the basketball. That rebound got batted around 2 or 3 times and North kept possession.
McCullough will pick up his 2nd. Team first. Starewski went 1 of 2 from the line back in the first quarter. Has 3 points in the ball game, knocks down the free throw for his 6th point of the night. Back to a 29-18 ball game. Second free throw off the back of the rim, and Crowder gets the rebound. North's been led by as many as 12. That was at the half.
North starting man-to-man here. Played that majority of the first half. We saw 1-3-1, 2 or 3 possessions.
Pass intended for the baseline is picked off. We get a whistle and a foul on Central Hardin.
Another empty possession for Central Hardin. Turnover with no shot.
Squires' second, team second against Central. Gosa gets the ball back from Lewis. Gosa angles to the left. Tries to drive around Kerr. Now kicks it back out to Lewis. Lewis, Starewski, King, Landry. Dishes off. Lewis can't pull it in. Picked up by Kerr. Central on the run, 3-on-3. Squires will square up for a 3-pointer that's no good. Starewski with a rebound. Here is Gosa off to Landry. Could not corral it. And Central comes up with a basketball.
Two good defensive trips for Central. Kerr with a good job anticipating the pass last time. Right there, they step into that pass lane, able to strip that basketball.
Here's Crowder driving against Daruski, knocks it away, and King picks it up.
Everybody's getting their pocket picked defensively.
3-on-2 the other way. Lewis puts it up and in. 4 points for Lewis.
Good hands defensively, both sides, able to pick up some turnovers. North finally able to convert one there.
And now takes the lead out to 13 for the moment. A three-pointer is good by Squires, and he'll head to the line.
Lewis runs him over on the follow-through. Going to get a 4-point opportunity.
Foul on Lewis will be his first.
He's going to get Rashid in the ball game for Lewis after he fouls the three-point shooter and makes the shot and gets the free throw.
So Squires will head to the line. He's got 11 points in the ball game.
3 threes.
First player to double figures from either side. And the free throw is good for his 12th point.
And they get back down to single digits.
At 31-22 with 5:53 to go here in the third quarter. Rashid with the basketball out front to King. Staruski. Now we get a whistle. And it's going to be a foul on North Hardin. King will pick up the foul. That'll be his first, team's second.
Referee says he extended his arms as he tries to set the pick. So if you keep them in, you're all right. But when he extends them, it's got to be an offensive foul. Referee explained it to Coach Bevers.
Inbounds will come in from Elmore to Kerr. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go here in the third. Here's Crowder with a pull-up baseline jumper. Good.
It's a good shot by Crowder, but you can blame that one on Staruski. Coach Bevers is going to take a 30-second timeout. Staruski gambles and leaves Crowder an open 12-footer on the baseline.
North Hardin will take their first timeout of the ball game at 5:33 remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, RB on him down here. You know, you don't gamble there. We've got a nice lead. We got a 9-point lead. You're going to gamble and give a guy who's one of the better offensive players a wide open shot right there. Don't let them have some momentum. Sit down and play good defense. Stay in front of your man.
So Central Hardin now using a 6-0 run of their own after falling behind 31-18. Have it down to just a 7-point ball game, 31-24. Have not been this close since they had it at 23-16 late in the second quarter. Across the time stripe, Gosa with it to Staruski. Now Rashid squares up with a three-pointer. Side of the rim, no good. Crowder and Rashid go for the rebound, out of bounds. I believe North will retain possession.
Not sure they knew. JC's asked them, so neither one of you want to make a call.
As both the discussion breaks up as they tried to look for Staruski. Ball gets knocked away. North keeps the ball.
Elmore able to get a hand in to defend that inside position.
5:20 left to go here in the third quarter. King will inbounds the basketball. Lobs it in. Rashid able to pull it away. Now Gosa will bring it back out front. Being chased by Kerr. Off the screen by Landry. Gosa drives, cut off by McCullough. Looking for someone. Now gets it to King. Back out front, Gosa with it. Drives on Kerr, pulls up, 17-footer doesn't go. Rebound comes down to Squires for Central.
I thought Gosa pushed off to make a little bit of room for that shot, but he misses it anyway.
Bruins with the basketball, down 7, trying to cut into the deficit. Squires another three-pointer, doesn't go. Rebound Rashid. And we'll hand it off to King. Central man-to-man defense here. Lobbing for Rashid. Will get contacted, a foul on Crowder. That'll be his first, the team third.
Alex Crowder is third.
Dylan Glenn, number 31, will check back into the ball game for Central Hardin. Elmore sits down. Gosa to inbounds, and we'll get an offensive foul on North Hardin. That'll be Rashid, and he picks up his third.
Rashid is third.
So
Doesn't have to do that. You know, he's big enough. He puts that off hand up. He's going to be able to catch the inbounds pass. Instead, he tries to discard the guy with the off arm right in front of the official. I mean, it's a pretty easy call.
4.5 minutes to go here in the third. Central another chance to whittle into this deficit. They trail by as many as 13 in this ball game. McCullough cannot corral the pass, and King comes up with it and goes to the floor. Pass is intercepted by Squires. He drives to the basket, puts it up and in. 14 for Troy Squires, and makes it a 31-26 ball game. Central Hardin with some life here. And so
I think Central hit the ball after they scored right there. Kept North from grabbing it and taking it out of bounds. Same warning we had in the first half on the other side. Rashid had knocked it away from the guy trying to take it out of bounds in the first half. Second call on that would be a technical foul.
10-3 run by Central to start the quarter. And they have cut it down to a 5-point deficit. And it down to 4 minutes remaining here in the third. King lobs it into Landry. Turnaround shot, puts it in.
North goes back in there where all the success has been down in the lane.
8 for Landry.
North seems to have a real solid inside game. Their interior is real strong. I hadn't seen a whole lot of shooting around the perimeter and really don't seem to have anybody who looks like a real pure shooter on the North Hardin squad.
Here is Kerr, dishes off to Crowder. Around Staruski will get a reach in on North Hardin. Staruski would pick up his first. So after a relatively clean first half, the foul starting to add up here.
Yeah, picking up at a little faster pace than they did there in the first half.
Lewis will come in to get Khalil Rashid, who heads to the bench. Crowder to inbounds for Central Hardin. 3.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Squires with the basketball. Squires still looking. Now gets it to McCullough. Bounce pass down low. Glenn backs it in. McCullough pulls up with a 15-footer that's good.
Yeah, that's the one they didn't make in the first half. He knocks home the open mid-range jumper.
4 for McCullough to make it 33-28. 5-point lead for North Hardin. Here's Gosa going to square up. Three-pointer, front of the rim. McCullough with a rebound.
Again, that right now, just seeing this game, that has to be a little bit of the question mark for North Hardin. Inside game's strong. Outside game's a little bit of a question mark for me.
But the Trojans bailed out as a turnover will give it back to North. 2:57 remaining here in the third. 5-point ball game. North with the basketball. Into the front court, Gosa with it. Drives around Kerr. Pulls up with a jumper. We get a foul on the Bruins.
Personal foul, and
That'll be Kerr's second. The team fourth on the floor. So North will inbounds underneath their own basket at 2:50 to go here in the third. Landry leans in, and they'll whistle him for the charge.
And Glenn sold that call right there. Little contact.
Landry picks up his first. It'll be the team fifth on North.
Nice job right there, Dylan Glenn, trying to get to the spot. And really sold the official on it, it looked like.
Inbounds to Central Hardin. Kerr into the front court. Being guarded by Lewis. Now here's Squires, and the paint dishes down low to McCullough off the glass.
Nice assist. Troy Squires makes McCullough an easy basket.
6 for McCullough, and the lead for North now down to just 3.
Central on a nice run right here.
Here's Landry trying to put a stop to that run, drives the baseline, and draws the foul. McCullough will pick up his third. That'll be the team fifth. Inbounds, North Hardin underneath their own basket at 2:24 to go here in the third. Staruski with the basketball. Now Lewis takes it left side, down low. Landry catches the double team. Out front, Gosa, three-point attempt on the way is good, and he'll head to the line.
Squires pays him back. He got fouled shooting a three-pointer earlier, and he fouls Gosa as he makes the three-pointer.
Squires picks up his third.
You want to contest that, but you don't want to foul guys shooting three-pointers.
Now Gosa will head to the line.
Especially the team struggling with them.
Trying to complete the 4-point play. On the way, and this one is no good. Landry goes up, try to get the rebound. Squires collects it, though. 36-30. Headed to 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Squires runs, gets the basket and draws the foul.
Gosa missed the 4-point play by missing the free throw. So Squires got a chance to cut it right back down to 3 if he can finish his 3-point play.
The goal by Troy Squires. He'll shoot one.
Business picking up here in this third quarter of play.
Well, Central gets back in the ball game, Lee. They scored 16 in the first half. They've scored 16 the first 6 minutes of the third quarter.
Score 17. As Squires knocks it down, Jacob Barnes will check into the ball game. Rashid is back in the ball game for North Hardin.
Squires having a nice night.
Looking at the numbers now, I believe got him with 19, I believe, now in the ball game.
Yeah, they've only got 33. He's carrying that load offensively.
Actually make it 17 in the ball game, 9 here in the quarter. Turnaround Rashid, though, strong game for him. He goes into double digits with that basket. 38-33 inside of 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Barnes lobs it over in the corner. Crowder squares from a 3 from the corner that doesn't go. Glenn goes back up, can't get the shot to go. Tipped up, out of bounds, and it'll stay with Central Hardin.
We like to see Dylan Glenn got that nice offensive rebound. Like to see him stick it back in.
Central basketball with 1:30 to go here in the third. Crowder to inbounds. Crowder brings it into Glenn, puts the shot up and in over Rashid.
There's a good looking shot.
Glenn with his first points of the ball game, back to a 3-point margin, 38-35. Out front, Lewis with the basketball. From Gosa, now King back to Lewis. King back out front. Lewis to Landry, and will get an offensive foul on North. I believe that'll be Lewis, and that would be his third.
Central scrapped their way right back into this ball game, taking a couple of charges, get the offense going a little bit. They've got it down to a one-possession game.
It'll be a bonus opportunity. Willett. It'll be his third. It is the team's 7th, but if it's an offensive foul, player control.
Yeah, ball up.
Squires will come back into the ball game with 1:04 remaining here in the third. As Central looks to cut it to 1, possibly tie it with a 3.
North's gone 1-3-1 again. Played some of that in the first half, but the majority of the night's been man-to-man.
Squires with the basketball. Now lobs it to Crowder. Crowder tries to kick it ahead to McCullough. Lewis.
Oh, what a
ahead to
good
Rashid,
save.
and who puts it in.
You got teed up. You can't swing on it with nobody under you. You can't swing on the rim with nobody under you.
So a basket good by Rashid. And then a technical will be assessed on Khalil Rashid.
Nice play by Nick Lewis to throw the ball out long. Nothing's going to hurt him there. If Central picks it up, they've got a long way to come. If they get lucky and his guy gets it like happened, you get the breakaway dunk.
So the big story here with that technical, that's now 4 fouls on Rashid. And now Troy Squires will head to the line.
Yeah, it really wasn't anybody close to him. You can't swing on it like that when there's nobody underneath you, no threat of an injury.
Another free throw attempt upcoming here for Squires. Second free throw is good.
Troy's shooting the ball real well tonight. Nice idea to put him up there for those free throws.
Makes it 40-37 with 45 seconds remaining. 19 in the ball game for Squires. 11 coming here in the quarter, and really that 4-point play, think about that, which Squires was a part of, that really sort of jump-started Central here in the quarter.
Got them going. They've had a real good quarter. 21 points, 45 seconds to go, and they've got the ball. Struggled so much in the first half, only 16 points total first 2 quarters.
21 here in the third, and they are right back in this ball game. 1-3-1 defense by North. Kerr lobs it over to Squires.
Central's one of those teams, Lee, that when you get a chance, and North had that chance the first half. They were up 12, had the ball a couple times, and you want to put them away when the opportunity arises, because if you let them hang around, right there's what happens. They've knotted this thing back up.
A 3-pointer by Squires. Our first tie since the start of the game. brings it to 40 with 10 seconds to go. North will try to regain the lead here.
Troy Squires on fire shooting that ball tonight.
Lewis to Goza to 3 seconds. Ball gets tipped away, and a foul on North Hardin.
Kerr's going to get the bonus this time. 0.7 left. He's going to get to go to the line after being down a dozen at the half. They got a chance to have the lead going to the fourth quarter. Amazing turnaround for Central Hardin.
So Kerr will head to the line. Has not scored in this game. Steps up with one of the bonus with 7/10 of a second remaining in the quarter.
You know, I bragged on the North Hardin defense. Said at halftime that'd be something. Go in there and pat them on the back for. Give up 16 the first 2 quarters. You give up 24, and the guy's shooting 2 free throws here in the third quarter alone.
Kerr to the line. This one too strong, and the quarter has come to an end. But Central Hardin, after trailing by as many as 13 here in the quarter at 31-18, has fought their way back, going on a 22-9 run to end the quarter.
Momentum's definitely moved back into the home gym.
And we've got a tie ball game at 40 heading into the fourth quarter. Thanks to the sponsors making possible coverage of this ball game: Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, E-Town Exterminating, Bluegrass Cellular, ETownApartments.com, by Mark Harris Construction, and by West Point Bank. Troy Squires, on the strength of a big third quarter, I have him 14 points in the quarter, 4, 8, 10, 14, has 22 points in the ball game to lead all scoring. Across the way for North Hardin, Khalil Rashid with 13 points to lead the way.
In the past, Squires has been able to be a complimentary player, been surrounded by some guys who can put the ball in the basket, a little more offensive-minded teams around him previous years. But this year with this team, I really think he's got to look to be a upper team scorer right here, and tonight he's having one of those nights that they'd like for him to have on a more regular basis.
Central basketball to begin the final 8 minutes of regulation. Trailed at 31-18, have never led in this ball game. Down low, McCullough works against Landry. Little hook shot doesn't go, and the rebound comes down to North Hardin.
Got a pretty good look. Got a little left-handed hook down in the lane.
Here's Gosa going to try a running three-pointer. This one won't go, but he draws the foul.
Twice Central Hardin's found a three-point shooter here in the second half. North did it once.
Kerr picks up his third. And Ruben Goza was fouled after he made the three-pointer back in the third quarter, missed that attempt. He'll get 3 shots here with 7:39 left. Rattles the first one in for his 6th point of the night. North regains the lead at 41-40. Another attempt on the way is good.
Free throws could play a crucial role here in the fourth quarter, Lee. Both teams in the bonus.
Gosa will get one more shot here. So 3 for 3 from the line. And Northeast is back out to a 3-point edge. And turns up the defensive pressure here. Crowder with the basketball, gets it to McCullough off the glass and in.
Nice job, Central. Handled the press. Finally moved the ball at the pass. You got to pass the ball to beat the press.
8 for McCullough makes it 43-42. 7:20 left to go in this one. Landry lost the handle. Squires comes up with it. Into the front court. Kicks it over. Barnes thought about a three-pointer and traveled.
He's made that move twice tonight. Did the same move in the first half. Travel call both times.
North basketball to bring three-quarter length of the floor with 7:10 left in this ball game. Trojans clinging to a 1-point lead. Goes at long range. Gets the ball to Lewis. Lewis, we get a whistle away from the ball.
McCullough's got a hook on Landry as he comes across the lane there to pick up that foul.
That'll bonus. Be McCullough's 4th. And then both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way. So Tyler Landry will head to the line for his first free throw attempts of the night. Landry has 8 points in the ball game. Dylan Glenn will check into the lineup for Central Hardin. Landry, the 6'6 senior, steps to the line. Looking to knock down a couple of free throws here to try and stretch the margin back out. The first free throw is too strong, and Squires gets the rebound.
The foul line's going to be critical. You can just feel it right here. Both teams approaching the double bonus. The tight ball game.
43-42. In a game like this, every possession valuable. Squires knocks down a three.
Don't need a heat check on Troy tonight. He's got it going.
And for the first time in this ball game, Central Hardin has the lead at 45-43. Down to the other end, Gosa for the tie, no good.
They climbed the hill and gotten over the top right here to get the lead.
Squires with 25 in the ball game. Central with a basketball. Here's a three-pointer by Barnes, no good. Landry pressured, has the ball taken away by Kerr, knocked out of his hands.
It's going to be white basketball. It's going to be Central Hardin's ball. Referee on the far side said you got a good look at it.
So Central gets it with 6:13 left in regulation. Crowder inbounds to Squires, cut off by Lewis. Glenn manages to hang on to the basketball. He'll turn around, have his shot blocked by Landry. Scramble to the floor, gets it away, and Squires comes up with it. North in man-to-man defense is really challenging out of that defense. And we get a timeout by Central Hardin. They'll take a full timeout with 5 minutes, 53 seconds left in regulation. Central Hardin 45, North Hardin 43.
Well, that possession right there, a little frazzled. Central lucky to still have possession. I think Coach Wright takes a timeout, try to settle things down.
North Hardin led 31-18 in the third quarter. But then really that's when things literally turned. A 4-point play. Squires hits a three, fouled in the act of shooting, knocks down the free throw. Jump starts Central Hardin. They tied it at 40. But then North came back with 3 free throws to stretch it back out. But then 5 in a row by Central, including the 3 by Squires, has lifted the Bruins to a lead.
Troy, if not already there, pushing up against a career high at 25 points tonight.
Including 5 from three-point range.
Timeouts remaining. The Trojans have 4 timeouts remaining.
When play resumes, it'll be Central basketball. Inbounds, Alex Crowder. Lobs it in. Glenn will take it. Glenn on the dribble. Lost the handle. North really amping up the pressure right now. Glenn lost the handle. Crowder, but it's going to be bailed out with a foul on North.
Central catches a break there.
Staruski will pick up the foul, his second.
Got to get the ball in those guards' hands right there.
So it will be Alex Crowder to the line for 2 free throws. Crowder has 8 points in the ball game, but has not been to the free throw stripe. In fact, Central as a team has only taken 5 attempts in the ball game. Squires made all of his 4. As the free throw attempt is good. Kerr missed his only attempt right before the end of the quarter.
North with 10 team fouls now, Lee, and that'll put Central in the double bonus the rest of the way. Free throw line's where you can really do some good if you're the Bruins.
46-43 now the score. The 6'1 senior Crowder, second free throw on the way, good.
Largest lead of the night for Central Hardin. They hadn't had many, but up 4.
47-43. Goza with the basketball for North, goes on the drive. Looking out front, here's King with it. King, little runner from 15, does it go, tipped up and in.
Struski and Landry right there, hard to tell. Okay.
They'll give the credit to Staruski for the basket. 47-45, 2-point edge for Central. Glenn with the basketball. Here's Barnes in the paint, little runner, can't get it to go. Rebound fought for, Gosa had it in his hands, couldn't pull it in.
Guys got to go after that ball with 2 hands. Too many guys trying to one-hand rebound down there for North Hardin.
Barnes will inbounds the basketball. Barnes looking, still looking, now brings it in. Here's Squires, backs it on Lewis underneath to Crowder, can't get the shot to go. Landry collects the rebound. Now North trying to push the issue. Here's Goza with a jumper from 12, doesn't go. Landry back up, gets the roll.
Strong night inside. Tyler Landry doing a good job for North Hardin.
Ties the game at 47. 4:38 left to go in this one. Glenn with the basketball to Squires. Squires being guarded by Nick Lewis. Now Barnes takes the basketball. Barnes by Goza. Now Squires, a long three-pointer, got it.
Did you think anything else? He shoots it, you got to give it a chance.
Another one for Squires, 28.
Troy's in what they call the zone tonight.
And pushes it back out to a three-point ball game. Down to the other end, foul on Central Hardin.
Landry on the ground grimacing a little bit, but he's going to go to the line. He can shake this off.
And this could be a big foul for Central. That's on Squires, his fourth. And Squires with 28 of the 47, or the 50 points for Central Hardin. Now Landry goes to the free throw stripe. Missed his only attempt in the quarter. Has 10 in the ball game. Free throw is no good.
North giving away some chances at the line here.
North now 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Cody Elmore will come in for Squires. The 6'6" senior heads back to the line. Makes this free throw attempt for his 11th point of the night. And pulls North to within 2 at 50-48. Full court pressure, although North backs off of it.
Now they deny the inbounds real hard, and then they take it back to half court man-to-man.
Elmore lost the handle, and it's picked up by Lewis, who runs the other way. He'll lay it up and in.
Turnover in a bad spot for Central Hardin there, out in front of what all the defense could be, and unable to recover.
Ties the game at 50, 3:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. Here's Crowder driving, too strong on his layup attempt. Crowder goes back and takes it away from Landry, and we'll get a reach in on North Hardin.
Landry feels like he got fouled when he got stripped. He turns around, fouls Crowder.
And he picks up his second. And now Crowder will go to the line. He'll get 2 attempts here at 10 or 3:40 left to go in this one. Crowder with the first of 2 free throws knocks it down. Central eases back out to a 51-50 lead. Attempt is on the way and good.
Rashid will come back from North Hardin with his 4 fouls.
Foul situation for teams trying to get a little more interesting now. Squires and McCullough each with 4 for Central Hardin. Rashid has 4 for North Hardin.
Yeah, you like to give Troy a minute or so here if you're coached right, but that depends on how well you can maintain your lead.
Goes over the basketball as we're under 3.5 minutes left in regulation. Central Hardin with the lead. Landry back out front. Here's King driving against Elmore. Nice look underneath Rashid. Cannot get the roll. The iron unkind there.
Well, I thought he got away with a walk. I thought King might have got away with a walk, but then he throws a really good pass, and Rashid's layup rolls around and falls off.
The three-pointer by Elmore doesn't go. North will come into the front court. Under 3 minutes left to go in this one.
They've got Squires at the table, Central Hardin does, ready to come back.
Goes up, moves off the screen to King. King to Lewis. Now Goza steps inside, 15-footer off balance, front of the rim, no good. Rebound Cody Elmore for Central Hardin. 2:40 left to go in this one. Into the front court, Barnes with it. Barnes looking, Crowder comes out front, top of the key, 2.5 minutes left to go.
Nothing wrong with turning your offense over for Central Hardin right now.
Crowder got to step around Rashid, but reach helped Rashid pull it in, almost lost it.
Crowder came in there and tried to poke it out.
Now Lewis going to lob it down low to Landry. We get a whistle and a foul on Central Hardin.
Looks like Elmore.
That'll be his second. It'll be the team 10th, so it's double bonus the rest of the way. As you mentioned earlier, this may well come down to a free throw shooting contest.
We got a 2-point ball game, and everybody's shooting 2 free throws on all fouls.
North 4 of 6 on the line here in the fourth quarter.
Landry's made 2 in a row.
Brings it to a 1-point ball game. Scotty Staruski and Troy Squires into the ball game. Dylan Glenn will also come in. Landry 2 of 4 on the line here in the ball game. Gets another attempt here with 2:15 left to go, trying to tie the ball game. This one is no good, and McCullough gets the rebound. Kerr, guarded by King.
Value of the basketball right now is key for both squads. Want to get a good shot, and you got to protect that basketball. Don't let the defense take it away from you.
Under 2 minutes remaining. Squires pushes up the shot and in.
Bingo. Troy Squires continues his career night.
30 now for Squires in the ball game. Central up 3, 1:45 left. Gosa down at the other end. Can't get the shot to go, but will head to the line. Kerr will pick up his 4th. And now Ruben Gosa, who knocked down 3 free throws earlier in the quarter, heads to the line to try and cut into the deficit. 1:44 left. Knocks it down for his 9th point.
Number 35, Alex Crowder.
Crowder back into the ball game. Kerr sits down. Another attempt for Gosa. This one is good.
You got a timeout right here. 1:44 left in a 1-point ball game.
1:44 left to go in regulation. Central Hardin 54, North Hardin 53. North led by as many as 13 here in the second half. Central stormed back, tied the game at 40. Took the lead on a 3-pointer by Squires at 45-43. And it has been a white knuckler the rest of the way.
Troy Squires just having the night you dream about, Lee. Basket looks as big as a barrel right now. He's got 30 of the 54.
North Hardin has answered the challenge, though, as they have knocked down some huge free throws down the stretch. So when play resumes, 54-53, Central in front of North Hardin. Both teams in the double bonus. The possession arrow goes with North Hardin. Timeouts. North has 3 remaining. Central has 2. Foul situation for North Hardin. You've got Rashid with 4, Gosa and Lewis each with 3. For Central Hardin, Squires with 4, Kerr with 4, McCullough with 4. It's Crowder, Squires, Kerr, Glenn, and McCullough for Central Hardin. King, Gosa, Lewis, Staruski, and Landry for North Hardin. Squires bringing the ball up the floor.
North going to run and jump, make Troy give the ball up.
McCullough takes the basketball, brings it back out front. Glenn, a 3-pointer, line drive, doesn't go. It's tipped and picked up by Gosa. Gosa drives, has the shot blocked, and a foul on Dylan Glenn.
He's open, but the 3-point shot's a little questionable for Central Hardin. Ball with the long kick out, the long rebound leads to the fast break for North. Glenn recovers, but picks up the foul.
And Gosa will head to the line where he's knocked down 5 free throws here in this fourth quarter.
He's kept them right up against it with making the free throws.
Gets 2 shots here with 1:24 left to give North the lead. First free throw makes it a tie ball game.
Now Gosa and Squires have been the 2 best free throw shooters in the building tonight for their respective squads.
Gosa with 11 points down the ball game. Knocks this one down. North regains the lead. In the air and good. 55-54, 1:21 left. Squires with the basketball, being chased by Lewis. Hands it off to McCullough. Back to Squires. Here's Squires, gets a lane, has the shot blocked by Landry.
Landry's got to have a half dozen blocks tonight. That's a big one.
1 minute left to go.
North with the lead now. The block shot big right there.
Now here's Gosa. Will get a offensive foul on North.
The referee says Landry rolled out of the pick a little bit early.
Landry picks up the foul, his third, since it's an offensive foul. North or Central will have to inbounds. Central Hardin will take a full timeout with 55.1 seconds remaining. North Hardin 55, Central Hardin 54.
For Central Hardin, you got to think you want the ball in Troy Squires' hands, but you also got to know that North's plotting for that. Maybe look for who can Troy kick the ball to and get them an open shot. Maybe try to get McCullough open in the post, let him establish some position. But you know North's going to run and jump, try to take the ball out of Squires' hand, or if he starts any kind of dribble drive, you know they got to bring a double team. The boy's having a heck of a night.
The other option may be Crowder. He's got 12 points in the ball game.
Well, if the double team comes to Squires, you can kick to Crowder and look for the dribble drive. Also, maybe Troy could look inside McCullough. I think those are your two best alternatives to keeping the ball in Squires' hands.
But then the question with McCullough is, do you have Tyler Landry in front of you? That changes everything. Remember, Landry had a block shot on what looked like a sure basket.
Yep. Very last possession, Squires took it to the hole. Landry gets what's got to be, got to have 5 or 6 blocks tonight, at least.
55.1 seconds left to go in regulation. Score at the bottom of your screen. North Hardin led by as many as 13 in this ball game before a furious surge in the third quarter by Central Hardin tied the game. Central took the lead in the fourth. Have led by as many as 4, but North fought their way back on the strength of free throws by Ruben Gosa. 7 of 7 here in the final quarter. Here's Elmore with the basketball. Elmore to Crowder. Crowder driving, kicks it over. Kerr. Now McCullough.
Gosa trying to face guard. Struski is trying to face guard Squires on the far side, doing what they can to keep him from getting the basketball.
Staruski gets the ball knocked away, and it's picked up by North. Here's Gosa going to the basket. Got it in.
Central thought Squires got some contact there, but none. Central takes maybe their last time out right here, down 3.
And the defensive pressure by North Hardin pays off as they were able to knock the ball away.
Struski does a great job of denying Squires for about 25 seconds there. And then when they finally do passing the ball, just gets a little piece of it, causes Troy to bobble the catch. And from there on, it's a bad possession for Central Hardin as North's able to pick it off and go the other way.
And J.C. Wright forced to call his final timeout with 18.9 seconds left. 57-54. North Hardin with a 3-point edge.
Still enough time here, just under 20 seconds to go for a quick 2. Maybe try to play the steal foul game, one of those 2 options. If you run down much time, Lee, if you get it down to 10 seconds or under and you can't get your shot off, then you got to be thinking 3-pointer.
Again, Central will not be able to stop the clock here as they are out of timeouts. North still has 3 remaining. And again, interesting options here. Do you take the 3? At some point, you've got to go for you have to go for the shot either way, and probably I'd say in the next 5 seconds.
I'd say 5 or 6 second window to take a 2 or a 3. Anything beyond 6-7 seconds, Lee, then I think you almost have to look for the 3 as it ticks down toward 10 seconds. That way you give yourself a couple opportunities if you can get an offensive rebound.
Cody Elmore will inbound, being guarded by Tyron King.
Throwing it into the backcourt makes me think they're looking to set up a 3-pointer right here.
Kerr with the basketball. Kerr almost has it knocked away by Gosa. Slapped away. Crowder, McCullough. McCullough pulls up a 3 on the way, in and out. That one rattled in. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Central.
3.3 seconds left. Central has no timeouts. Let's see how organized they can get and run a play. North's going to help them out and take a timeout. I'm not sure I'd have done that.
A full timeout taken by North Hardin at 3.3 seconds remaining. McCullough had a good look. In fact, that one rattled around.
Got down in the rim, yeah. Question right here, Lee, and everybody always asks it. You're up 3 with 3.3 to go. Do you take a foul?
It almost has to be a foul immediately.
Yeah.
You can't let him.
You can't let a guy get a shot in the air. No, you can't let a guy get a shot in the air.
Because then you run the risk then, a repeat of what we've seen already earlier in the night, of a 4-point play, which is the only thing that can hurt North Hardin at this point.
Yeah. But do you take a common foul, put them back on the line? Best they can do is get 2 free throws and then try to rebound the ball.
Well, then you have to think again. Make one, intentionally miss the second. Yeah. So, again, I almost think you foul when that ball comes in.
Or do you deny the 3-point line and let them shoot a layup? I mean, anything inside doesn't
hurt
you.
They got to go for a 3, so it's going to be throw it up and hope something lands.
Defensively, you got to play the line real hard, right?
Exactly. Let's see how they do elect to play it.
Say if a guy wants to make a cut and shoot a layup, I let that go.
Crowder inbounds. And again, North will call another one.
Want to see how they came out and lined up. And they lined up 4 flat across the baseline, trying to figure out what kind of pick sequence they might run. And they'll go back in and talk about it defensively here. 3.3
seconds remaining. North Hardin 57, Central Hardin 54. Central with the basketball. 3.3 left in regulation.
The first half there, all through the first half, Lee, I wasn't sure we were going to get a ball game here tonight, but second half's been something to talk about. It's been a real solid ball game from both squads. You know, North answered the bell after Central makes the huge run to get the lead. Has got themselves a 3-point lead here, 3.3 left in the game.
And both these teams, not much time to dwell on this one as they're both back in action in about 48 hours. North Hardin will take on Fort Knox up on post. And then Central Hardin gets Elizabethtown in here. Crowder to inbounds with 3.3 remaining. Crowder looking. They lob it in. McCullough, a 3 that's going to be blocked, and that will do it. Tyler Landry.
Theme of the ball game right there. Tyler Landry's defense tonight has been super solid, and he blocks the last shot attempt for Central Hardin, solidifying the win for the Trojans.
So North Hardin sees a 13-point lead fall by the wayside, but rallies in the fourth quarter for a 57-54 victory. North Hardin hangs on to this one and goes to 11-5 on the season. Final scoring in the ball game, Nick Lewis will finish the night with 6 points. Ruben Goza wraps up the night with 14 points in the ball game. 8 in the ball game to Scotty Starewski, 13 points to Khalil Rashid. It is 12 points in the ball game to Tyler Landry, 4 points to Tyron King. For Central Hardin, they fall to 6-5 on the season. And Troy Squires with 30 points on the night unofficially. From there, it's 12 points in the ball game to Alex Crowder, 8 points in the ball game to Tyler McCullough. It's 2 in the ball game to Jacob Barnes and 2 points to Dylan Glenn. 57-54. North Hardin wins it over Central Hardin. Again, had a look, had McCullough all alone, but Landry able to close and get a hand on it to block the shot and end the game.
Landry's defense was solid all night long. Central unable to come through off the big offensive performance. Troy Squires carries them back into the ball game. They actually get the lead, but North can walk out of here and take a deep sigh because they escaped with that win there at the end.
Thanks again to the sponsors making possible coverage of this ball game. Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, E-Town Exterminating, Bluegrass Cellular, eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction, and by West Point Bank. For Hugh O'Brien and the rest of our HCEC-TV crew, Lee Bramlett saying so long from Central Hardin High School.
County Educational and Community Television Student Production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs.
There are certain things that we are glad are only found halfway across the world, like lions, sandstorms, and volcanoes. Customer service, though, it's nice to have that close to home. Brandenburg Telephone Company and Brandenburg Telecom. We connect you to the world, all at the speed of local. You're local. We figure we should be local too.
At Physical Therapy Associates, we treat a wide variety of injuries and disorders. Our specialties include orthopedics, back and neck pain, pre- and post-operative rehabilitation, sports medicine, work-related injuries, motor vehicle injuries, and diabetic neuropathy treatment. We also use kinesiotaping techniques and are a certified ASTEM provider. PTA is locally owned and operated by Guy Wallace with offices in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Hodgenville, Bardstown, and South Louisville. You can also visit our website at physicaltherapyky.com. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results.
At West Point Bank, we're proud to serve the community that you call home because we call it home too. We strive to provide excellent customer service, competitive products, and contribute to our community.
We are honored to contribute to Hardin County Schools and support its students because they are the future of our community. To our high school sports teams, good luck and best wishes for a successful season.
Hardin County, join us in supporting our students. We wish them the greatest success.
Imagine luxury living, great prices, and a convenient location. Are you thinking that no rental property can meet all those needs? I'm Karen Harris, and you can find all those qualities and more at eTownApartments.com. We are family owned and operated with over 30 years combined experience. We offer luxury townhomes, apartments, duplexes, and single family homes that are just minutes away from your workplace, school, shopping, and Fort Knox. You'll save gas, time, and money by taking a virtual tour at eTownApartments.com. Or you can call me today to schedule your tour at 270-268-RENT.
There's a place that feels more connected, where life is more agreeable, more reliable, and more delightful every day. Where there's a blissful feeling of satisfaction with your wireless phone, your plan, and most of all, your service. It's the state of Bluephoria, and you can only get there by way of Bluegrass Cellular. Welcome to Bluephoria.
E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900. Also online at mugabug.com. On behalf of HCEC-TV, we would like to thank all of our sponsors.